What's up, fam? Coach Cam back again with another video. In this video, I'm going to kind of talk you through the workout while I also want to discuss bulking for building muscle. Starting off here, 3 sets of 3 muscle ups, trying to keep clean form. This bar is actually thinner than a normal pull-up bar, which I found helps me to do muscle ups even cleaner. Get the wrist turnover is a lot smoother. Then I did 100-pound chin-ups for 5 reps. I'm also in a cut right now, and I am down. At the time of this workout, I was 164, 165. The time of posting this workout, I'm in the 163s. And I want to talk about bulking and cutting for building muscle. Should you bulk to build muscle? Now, this is going to come down to what your goal is, right? And I'm assuming your goal is to look and feel healthy and be muscular and fit, right? So if you're already overweight, do not bulk when you start your lifting journey. You need to probably cut so that you can lose excess body fat. Most people have 10, 20, 30, 50 pounds to lose at least. Some people have up to 100 pounds to lose. And so I recommend cutting calories. Eat the foods you like, but eat less of them. And if you like meat and protein, I'd recommend eating more of that if at all possible. Weigh yourself as often as you can, write down the weight, and then go ahead and take weekly averages. That's going to be how you lose weight. For me, I like to eat less dinner. I find that is the best move for me because the weigh-in is in the morning. So you are literally cutting out the meal before the weigh-in. So you don't have to cut it all the way out, just eat less, but maybe, several months in after you've already lost 10, 20 pounds, you might have to cut it to where you eat almost no dinner or one of your meals, right? Maybe it's breakfast, maybe it's lunch. Whatever that floats your boat is what you're going to want to do. And if you are not this person that's overweight and you are actually lean, small, skinny, however you would describe yourself, you are going to want to put on muscle. So it takes 2 things or 3 things. 1, it takes the stimulus. The workout stimulus needs to be very mechanically stressful for the muscles. You need to be contracting them with a lot of effort and training the muscles to failure to stimulate hypertrophy, right? And along with that, the next thing would be to recover. So you need to make sure you're sleeping. You need to make sure you're eating food and drinking water, drinking electrolytes, whatever it is you want to drink, but you're not depriving yourself too much during the time you're trying to build muscle. And third and the last thing would be to eat more calories, to eat more protein. There's only a certain amount of protein that's going to actually matter, and that's 1.6 grams times your body weight in pounds is essentially the most you're going to want to eat. You could eat more, and I think even though the research might be conclusive on that, I still think if you ate closer to your body weight in pounds in grams of protein per day, that would still be a good target unless you are severely overweight. So that's why people say you want to eat your target body weight in pounds. Basically, everybody should probably be consuming somewhere between 110 grams of protein up to like 210 grams of protein. Somewhere in between 110 and 210 is going to be your number. If you're a super bigger dude, maybe shoot for the higher. If you're a tall person, maybe shoot for the higher number. If you're a shorter person, you can go in the middle or lower range. It's not going to make that big of a difference. But you want to be consistent. So I recommend buying some whey protein to help you. You don't have to do whey protein. Obviously, steaks and whole foods is the best. But if you're like me and you can't afford to eat steak every day, definitely try to eat ground beef though. But if you can't eat those, that's fine. But take a couple scoops of whey protein, at least like once a day. Maybe after your workout or maybe in the morning or maybe before you go to bed, something. Make a routine out of consuming at least like 2 scoops per day, because that's like 50 grams of protein right out the gate, which helps you reach your total number a lot easier. So, do you need to eat an excessive amount of calories to build muscle? No, you do not. You can eat a little bit more calories, right? Maybe you want your weight trending up over time, slowly, not too quickly. Maybe a couple pounds per month, right? No more than like 3 in a month, or else you're definitely gaining fat, and you're going to gain fat in the process anyway if you're in a calorie surplus. It's part of the game. You're going to need to accept that if you want the best possible results, right? If you want bodybuilder results, then you need to push the envelope a little bit. It's not going to just come to you, right? The muscle's not just going to fly onto your frame out of thin air. You're going to have to push this. It's going to be a little uncomfortable if you want really good results. If you want to look good, just good, not great, not amazing, not fantastic, but good, then sure, don't eat in a calorie surplus. Just kind of maintain and train really hard, and you should be stimulating muscle growth, and you should be building muscle over time, and your weight may go up over time, but it's not optimal. And I've myself have kind of changed my views on this back and forth. I was hardcore into bulking, and then I was like, well, maybe bulking's not really it, because a lot of these guys, they gain like 50 pounds on a bulk, and then they cut and lose like 60, and it's like they look really skinny at the end, and it's like you didn't need to over bulk just to cut so much that you look like you don't even lift anymore, right? So if that's you, it was probably a lot of fat that you gained. So don't do that. Gain a low amount of fat and continue to build over time. A lot of people notice a strength loss when they go on a cut, but this is largely due to some inflated PRs that you gained while bulking, right? If I weigh 200 pounds and I'm practicing bench press, you better believe my bench press is going to be a lot higher than when I cut down to 160, because you can bounce the weight off your big fluffy chest, right? Well, don't do that. Keep your form more strict and cut slowly, and you shouldn't really lose much. You probably will lose a little bit, especially once you get all the way down to very lean, like under 12%, but before that point, you really shouldn't be losing much muscle. What body fat percentage am I right now? Maybe like 14, 15. So people keep asking, like, how low are you going to go? How much more are you going to cut? I'm going to cut until I can see my abs visibly in all light and without flexing, which for me is about 10% body fat, which if I'm at 14 and I need to get down to 10, that's 4% of my overall weight. 1% of my weight is 1.64 pounds. So I essentially need to lose around 7 more pounds to maybe go from 14% body fat down to 10. We will see. If I lose 7 pounds, that'll put me around 157 pounds. 156, 157, which that's low for me. I mean, I haven't weighed that low since maybe like 5 years ago. So that'll be cool, but we will see. Ultimately, this is my advice on how to cut, how to bulk. For bulking, what I've done in the past is have 2 scoops of protein powder in whole milk for breakfast and dinner, or before you eat breakfast and after you eat dinner. And that was maybe a little overboard, but if you are struggling to bulk, then any bulking tip is going to be good, right? I know people that struggle to put on weight, and then you ask them what they're eating, and they always say they're eating a lot. They always say they're eating as much as they can, and then you find out, no, they're not. They're skipping meals. They're stressed out. They don't have time to eat. They don't have time to cook, and they're not eating enough high-calorie foods. They're eating like fruit and stuff. You need to eat more calories, and maybe your metabolism is super high. Maybe you need to eat 3, 4, 5,000 calories. There are weirdos out there who have crazy metabolisms, and that could be you. Odds are it's not, but it could be, right? I don't even track my food, so I'm not even sure, but I think I eat, when I'm feeling good, gaining weight, probably like 2,800, and losing weight, probably like 1,800. So that's kind of ballpark what I'm guessing what I'm eating, but just try to keep your protein high and eat less food if you're cutting, eat more food if you're bulking. Always strive for progressive overload. Always push yourself in the gym. Keep your volumes low, your overall training volume low, so that you can always recover, at least recover good, maybe not perfect, but recover good for your lifestyle and your habits. And then you should have a pretty sick physique after a few months if you're cutting. And then if it's bulking, it might take a year, maybe more than a year, right? You can do whatever you want. I'm cutting right now because I haven't cut in 2 years. Yeah, I haven't cut in 2 years. So for me, it's worth cutting right now to get lean again. And it's summertime, and I just want to. So if I want to do it, I can do it. I don't feel like I'm stuck, like I can't lose weight. There's a lot of people that think they can't lose weight. They've tried everything. No, I'm in full control of my weight, and I make choices that dictate that, and I am disciplined enough to stick to the plan and make it happen. So if you need a plan, if you need help making this happen, go ahead, comment below. You can find me on Instagram at coach4_cam. I can help you with nutrition coaching. I can help you with counting calories. I can help you make a workout plan, whatever it is, and help you reach your goals. So thanks so much for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.